Hi, Donald.
Hello, Joe. Nice to see you.
So, what role does Matrox play in the live sports production industry?
Matrox is a component vendor into the live sport production world. What that means is we supply components that get the video assets that people use for production into the system. We get those components back out and we populate a lot of the components of the production. Production today is made up of a whole series of steps, and we go into a lot of those systems. So we're not really a direct a direct component of the live production, other than supplying components into what other people use for the live production world.
Okay. And how do you see the industry and your participation in it changing over the next few years?
One of the things that will really change will be the way that live production is done. Today, live production is largely done using a whole series of discrete components linked together using SDI or ST2110. Increasingly, that will not be the way that live production is done, and it will be done in a purely IP COTS domain. So you're going to be using just a computer system, and there's not going to be SDI or ST2110 links between the components that you use to do production. You're just going to use purely memory transports. That's indicated by things like the MXL initiative from the EBU, which is trying to create a standard for going between solutions, which is a bit like an IP version of ST2110 without any signaling connection. But there's much more that can be done with that sort of concept.
Okay. And what will this mean for live sports production?
It will mean that the components that are used for live sports production will be very different. There'll be an accelerating use of remote production for live sport production, and the systems that live sports is going to be produced on will be software only. And that will mean that you'll be able to work remotely when you're doing the production as well. Today, most production is still done in a centralized location, and there are certainly benefits of that because everyone can work together. But at certain times, there's talent that you will want that you can't get in the same position. Those people will be able to work remotely to do what they would normally do. So it'll be much more distributed, and especially in the OB world, it'll be a much more flexible world where they can reconfigure what they have on site when they need it on site a much quicker way.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Donald.
Thank you.